Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Tilo Mad coming at you with a new video, an exclusive clip from the Mad Awesome Show. This is going to be the latest podcast that we've done. Links are going to be down below in the description for the full podcast, so definitely go check that out and also give your boy a sub out there as well as the YouTube channel. And links are going to be down below in the description. This is a weekly podcast that we do 7 p.m. Eastern on Calvin Awesome's channel if you want to catch us live. But if you can't catch us live, don't trip. We got you covered. We're on Spotify and we're also on iTunes. So definitely go check out the full video. We talk about a whole bunch of topics, but I'm going to give you guys this exclusive sneak peek to kind of get you guys hyped up for the podcast. But anyways, check out this clip. Go check out the full video and let me know how you guys feel about it. All right? Peace.
But that being said, we had two new releases, character releases, happen this last week that are both a pretty big deal. I'll let you take your pick, Tilo. We have Shorty coming to the game as well as First Order TIE Pilot is getting a rather huge Omicron. Which one would you like to talk about first?
Oh my gosh, that's like picking between children. They're both really awesome. I say we talk about Shoddy first, just because based on our conversation, I might be applying that Omicron after the pod.
Wait, you're talking about applying the Shoddy Omicron?
No, not the Shoddy Omicron. We're talking about the First Order Omicron.
Okay, I was gonna say. So let me hear your thoughts on Shorty first. What was your reaction with the fact that we're getting a SWH made character? Like, this is only the second time this has ever happened, and this one feels a lot more unique than Geonosian Brute Alpha did, because Geonosian Brute Alpha came off as a generic character.
Yeah, this is a named creative character, so it's a little bit different. Like you said, the Brood Alpha was a little more generic, and honestly, it fits really perfectly with the lore. If you guys ever seen or read Catalyst, it pretty much is like the breakdown of like the Geonosian species and their like caste system. So I like that character. This one, when I first heard it, I was a little bit like, man, they're really gonna make a character instead of pulling from the universe that they already have, from the comics, from High Republic, from all this other stuff that they could have did. But looking at the character, really cool design. The droid model itself, because I saw this character and I knew nothing about this character. I'm like looking up stuff, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what this is. This intrigues me. So I guess it's a Gemini droid from the Old Republic. They were part of like the Scorpio program.
Yep.
So they do have a little bit of a background to this droid. It's just the character itself isn't really from canon or from Legends.
Okay, so the origin of this character fits into canon, or at least into lore, but this specific character does not exist.
Yes.
Okay, so that's pretty impressive that they were actually able to pull that off. And because I was really kind of shocked when I saw they're like, oh, we made this up. Also, it's from the Old Republic. I'm like, it's just really weird to me, but I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, and honestly, when I first saw the design, I had to go look at Clone Wars because there's a droid, a bounty hunter droid that has almost a similar face to her.
I know who you're talking about, the one that is there when the episode in the Clone Wars that was about human trafficking.
It was something. Oh yeah.
It was straight up human trafficking. They were smuggling a young princess girl to some corrupt emperor, and Asajj sets the girl free. Like, it's like, this is not a kid's show.
I think that was like the first introduction of like Dengar in Clone Wars too. Those episodes were cool.
Oh yeah, they were cool. Just looking back, I'm like, how did they get that in there?
And then they make it seem like the people that are going to rescue her are the bad guys. I'm like, whoa, this is really confusing if you were a child.
Oh yeah, like I don't think so. I think I was kind of young when Clone Wars came out. I think when I first watched it, I didn't really get that it was human trafficking. I don't really know what I thought it was. It was kind of hard to tell. But yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I didn't think about this at the time, but yes, there is a small resemblance to that droid. The droid had a really cool voice too.
Yeah, so I thought that was like similar to it, but it ends up being a different type of droid, not even the same class. So I was like, oh man, I thought it would have been cool to have a little connection right there.
So, changing gears a little bit in regards to Shorty, do you see yourself using this character?
Oh yeah, this character is really really nice. At first when I read the kit, I was like, she a little mid, but but when I saw people testing it, aka Fatal and Arnold, because they're the ones that really do that, I was like, wow, like she has a really really good potential, not only with the droids, but being a facilitator, little bit like Watt for some of these other GLs to take out, say, JMK or some of the GLs that they were struggling with.
Could you get a little more specific with that? I didn't see any of the testing. I'm not like trying to grill you here or anything, but how she was helping facilitate to take down JMK?
Yeah, so for C, a lot of times I know I've been a victim to it where they go after your armor, and
Okay.
once they take out armor, maybe you get two stacks off, maybe you don't, depending on your armor.
Hmm.
But with Shoddy in there, it was able to, if she's the lowest health,
Okay, so she got the VIP thing, right?
yes. So
Okay, that's cool.
it kind of helps to stall them a little bit and protect her, so that way you can make sure that you have the three stacks of the Beskar armor onto C, which is really really cool. I'm excited for that in 5e5.
Okay, so that's cool, yeah. Because here's my big thing. Like, all right, so number one, I like the kid. I like they bringing her into the game. I guess that's two things, and I finally like that they're giving light side droids a home. Because this has been my big complaint in the game ever since T3 came out. Is that I mean, you can make a Grievous Note team, that's acceptable, but he didn't. If you run a Separatist Grievous team, which I think is really where you get the most bang for your buck, like that kills Star Killer. Where does T3 and where do all the rest of these random light side droids that go that have no home? So, but my big problem with that is I don't know if I can use another B level team until they grow GAC squads. I don't know if I have any use for that.
I don't know if this is a B level team. Like this looks like disgusting damage, especially if you get Shoddy up there in relics, and you just got to commit some pretty good characters with her, like BB-8. That can be a little hard depending on your roster, but she looks nasty, even with the droids alone. Not even like taking other GLs into consideration. Um, I think she's really, really gross, and definitely one of those. I don't know. Like I'm trying to like compare her to a team, which is kind of hard, but she just absolutely melts squads that she goes against.
Yeah, I think I need to do two things before I give a better assessment. Yeah, it looks like everybody's like saying that it's really, really good. And I don't.
Yeah,
I just haven't done my homework. That's the thing here. But I need to look
she
at what my weakest team is in 5v5 now because it's getting pretty gross. Like we've gotten with the Omicrons, all of our like mid-range teams have kind of even gotten disgusting.
Yeah, and it's right there. But honestly, I think this, even with the Omicrons, even with a pretty deep roster, this is going to be a team that you want. They're saying in chat too, the little Gambit card throw, like the X-Men, that move is super disgusting. And then the great thing too, I thought you would like it, is the bonus protection. It gives me little shades of Nest.
That's true. Yeah, so I'm not quite a believer yet, but when everyone's telling me something, I'm gonna assume I'm probably wrong.
And then the speeds on the team are ridiculous. For a non-GL team, you can easily get to like 700 speed, 600 speed, which is really, really disgusting. I don't know if you need that much.
That's with BB-8's 40% whatchamacall, right? TM.
Yes.
That's not like a base of 700, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That I was gonna say like that sounds a little broken.
Yeah, but together, that's I think if you get her, you have to have BB-8 with her. I think that's going to be like a little nice little pair right there.
So I think a maxed roster. Let's play around here a little bit. I would be fine giving her BB-8. BB-8 really doesn't like you can use him other places, but he doesn't really have a home where he's needed in like an anti-GL or anti-Star Killer comp. Actually, he is in GG8, but I don't really use that. I use Newt. Yeah. I think R2 and T3. Am I wrong? Are those both shoo-ins?
Oh, they were garbage. They were about to get. They were about to
Oh,
get
that
scrapped for.
sucks.
No, no, no. They're good on the team. I'm just saying before she came
Oh yeah,
in,
yeah. T3 was homeless.
R2 had a spot, but T3 was about to get burned and scrap metaled for us.
But even then, like I like so R2 is a great character, but I ran out of homes for him. Like we kept getting fifths that were better than he was.
Yeah, that's why I put that little CLS squad with all the droids with BB-8, R2, because I was like, let me figure out a spot for them. Because if you don't have a spot for R2, if you're putting JTR with Ray, where are you going to use these guys?
Okay, so T3, BB8, R2. Who's the fifth?
IG-88.
Really? IG-88?
Yeah, IG-88 is nasty. That AOE, if it procs everything correctly, that thing's really really disgusting.
Hmm. Okay, I guess I can see that. He does synergize well. And there isn't, like, I think outside of R2 being there, I don't think there's a lot of light side conditions, right? Because R2, everyone who crits gets to cleanse, and then he also gets to share bonuses. But he still shares bonuses with droids, so he does get a little bit of that.
Chat's bringing out a good point with R2. He is there if you're going to go in for the mirror match to kind of get good banners. You get max protection. But the great thing about that team is mods. You don't have to have crazy mods on them either. I forgot who was touching on it, but they had like basic mods. Like they were
Like
decent, but
+10s.
nothing too. Yeah, there were nothing too crazy. With BB-8 and plus Shoddy, you were good.
All right, I'll keep my opinions reserved for now because I'm not going to get this character for probably at least 3 to 6 months, somewhere around there. I'm just thinking, like, I have R2 and BB-8, they're both free agents. I have IG-88 too, yeah, so really, for me to use this, all I would have to build is T3, and I really don't hate that. I've always really liked T3's kit. I thought it was always very good.
And plus, it's going to help the Ebon Hawk, and Ebon Hawk is super valuable with the Executor, so that's not going to hurt me a lot. Plus, it's an old kit, so there's not a lot of Chirotechs other than the G13. And another thing I want to know, and I haven't really seen this because nobody really tested it out, and if anybody in chat knows, let me know. I want to see her viability at 3 stars. I think she has some potential at 3 stars. I'm not 100% sure, but if it's valuable at 3 stars, I already have most of these guys at relics. This is definitely a team that I could start using now.
All right, cool. Yeah, well, like I said, we'll see. But even if we ever do increase teams in 5v5, which I don't know, I would want them to kill Fleet Arena before they did that, but
yeah,
then stuff like this definitely opens up. Or even just another type of account that isn't not a maxed roster, but really likes light side droids. That's a cool option for them to have. Maybe it's not the best team, but it's a good team.
And you know what the sad thing is?
What's that?
We're talking about the character, all excited, and we did not mention once the Omicron.
Oh man, yeah. So I have my opinion. What's yours?
Oh, this is so trash. I'm never ever gonna put this on.
So yeah. So number one, here's my opinion. Obviously, PvP Omicrons are the important ones. TWGAC, I like both. We don't need to sit here and debate which one needs to have a higher priority. But obviously, the PvE Omicrons are lesser so. TW and now Conquest. I'm okay with Conquest having Omicrons, by the way. I don't think that's wrong. But if they're gonna make a PvE Omicron, that needs to be a win button. And her Omicron does not look like a win button at all. It looks like, hey, just in case, here's this.
You know what would have been really cool, and this is what I thought about when they first did the Omicron, because they all are droids. What if they change their signature to be whatever you require as a feat? So, say you don't have a Sith Empire, for example, or even if you do, you want to double up that day, you can go in there and it counts as Sith Empire. Or if it counts as rebels, like that way you have a generic, like universal team that will give you some feats if you had the Omicron. If they did that, that would definitely be something that I would think about. I don't think I would do it, but still, it's more helpful for the newer players that don't have some of these teams developed.
Oh yeah, this could be the best Omicron in the world for Conquest. It could be win with 1% stamina. I still wouldn't put it on.
Same thing. But if the only way I would consider it is if I was like a smaller GP roster, and if it pushed me to the edge to get maybe gold
Malgus.
great. Yeah, or gold crate, you know, it doesn't even have to be the red crate, but this isn't moving the needle whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know. It just it gives me again. This isn't a totally fair comparison, but it reminds me a little bit of whenever I have a bad Omicron, I just compare it to IPD. Like, it's just, there's so few people out there that can actually get real benefit out of the Omicron. I don't even think this one's good. It's no. So conditional. But
no, and then what feats is it going to count for? Like,
I mean, we have droid kills, like that's a thing, and this maybe gets you back to 3 stars. But again, it's just so little. Like, again, for it to be conquest, it needs to be a win button.
Yeah, or every conquest has to have droid kills for it to make sense, and I don't think they're going to do that.
Even then, that wouldn't be enough for me. It would be, I don't know what it would have to be. It would have to be like almost, because I mean, GG Droids has done just fine at droid kills, and everybody has those.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be hard for them to really capitalize in conquest to make you want to do it.
Bye, Felicia.